Hey YouTube, welcome to another video on World of Warcraft and some tips and hints on how to make gold, craft and get yourself ready for Legion as a low B player. In this video we're going to talk about the auction house. Now in videos I've posted already I've talked about how you sell and how to sell shirts for tailoring to make gold, and as you can see this is my character on the Khadgar server. And 6.8k now, 6.6k gold roughly, and I've purchased a few things too, and this is just from selling shirts on the auction house, not even high level ones, this is low level stuff. Now importantly we're going to talk about how you play the market, because what will happen is players will drive the price down, and as you've seen that in previous videos, I'm going to explain to you today how to not compete in a price war, because really a price war is something you don't want to do unless you're desperate for gold, and bearing in mind we bought most of these items cheap, but you still want to make a healthy profit while you're offline. So we'll talk about how's best to do that, and I'll show you some images on how I've done that right now. Okay, so as you can see in the screenshot here, red shirts, I put the price up to $19.99, and as you can see now over the course of the few days it's gone down to 30. So 30 is still a good price because I paid about 65 silver roughly I think for these, so it's still pretty good. But importantly what you need to do now is set your price accordingly. So if the price has gone right down to below say 5 silver, what you then do is then not put anything on the auction house at all. If there's a lot of people on there with like lots of stacks, if there's like stacks of 10, stacks of 5, it just isn't worth it. Unless of course you're desperate for gold, then you can put it on there for 5 or 6 gold and still make a good profit. But we want to maximise our returns here. So what I tend to do is on a Monday, especially a Monday, I will put the shirts, all my stuff back up at a higher price, be it like that $19.99, and then leave it on there for 48 hours. Now over the course of the night, depends on your server as well, the cheap stuff may go really quickly and then it just leaves your stuff on there and then people will buy it, as it has been a case for me. But if that isn't the case, what you then do is you continue to do that, you keep the price high, because the players who are selling those shirts at a real cheap price will figure out, well actually I can charge more for this, and then by Friday they can, and they probably will have put their prices up to match yours, if not higher than yours. So then what you do on a Friday is, once all your stuff has been returned, you then put everything back on the auction house. So rather than charging 39 gold for your red shirt, you put it on there for $19.99, and then at least then you've got a starting point of a good price, and then people will start buying it again, you know, at that price. And that has served me extremely well here in the game as I started back. I've only been back since last Monday, a week I've been back in the game, but it's a trick I used to do in Star Wars The Old Republic, and I would rake the money in. I mean, I couldn't stop making credits, you wouldn't believe it. And this is a technique I've started to use on here, and it's starting to work, because players just want to get as much money as possible. You're going to get one or two who will just put stuff on there and leave it. That's what they do. But you want to make as much money as you possibly can. Next I'm going to show you an example of how you can set a price for an item when there's nothing on the auction house at all. I'm going to do that right now for you. Right, so here's an example of how you can set a price on the server for this blue shirt, for example. So there's none on the auction house right now, so I've listed them at $29.99 because importantly I know they can sell at that price, and they have sold at that price. But you will have to again figure out what works in your server. So have a look, see what the going rate has been over the course of the week. Have you sold any at this price? If you have, then that's great. But $29.99 is a great starting point. So then that gives players a chance to drop the price right down, and then come to nearly Friday, for example, the price should be about 19 gold roughly, and then you can put yours back on. So what you do on a Monday, put everything on the auction house at your higher price for 48 hours, and then on a Wednesday do it again and again and again. You can adjust the price accordingly. If you see it going up, you can bring it down a little bit. If you see it going down, you just maintain it, unless of course, as I said, you need gold, then you can just throw a few on there at a reduced price. Isn't a problem. But we're looking at the weekend when the majority of players will be looking to purchase things, so you need to make sure that you've got all your stock on there at maximum profit, maximum return. So when you come back on if you've been away for a weekend, or if you're playing away and grinding, for example, you come back and you see that, wow, I've made a ton of gold. It's probably one of the easiest and simplest methods I've ever done, selling on an auction house or in Star Wars on the GTN there. And it's so effective, and you can make so much more. And the great thing about it is you can do this at any level. And because we're lowbies, we can't rush off somewhere far away and grind and get gold, 58k, whatever people are saying you can get. That isn't going to happen here until you get to that level. But this gives you a starting point and gives you an idea of how to get gold early game and fund your journey through Warcraft. So you can purchase mounts, so you can buy flying, so you make sure that whenever you need to buy key items, you've got the funds there to make it happen. Now, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions about selling, leave a comment below and I'll do my best to reply to it. But otherwise, I will see you on the next video. And thanks so much for your support, because the views are going up, which is great. Especially ones about how to make gold. So clearly you guys want to know how to make money. Who doesn't? But if you have any ideas, suggestions for other content, again, leave it below and I'll get back to you. And I will be streaming sometime this week, and I'll see you on the next stream. Cheers.